Divine Rising, and welcome to your reading. I've chosen a different deck today, so we're going to get the message through the animal deck. So you might be an animal lover, or I don't know why, but I just felt to reach for the animal deck, and the message has come through. So first, not from the animal deck, from the other deck, the first card I pulled out was hands. So that's the overarching energy of this message. And when I looked at this, what I'm getting from it is you are creating something new. You are moving into something, just something creative that you're passionate about is what I'm getting. I feel like you might have transitioned or moved from doing something you weren't really fulfilled in to now doing something that you feel more passionate about, is a bit more fulfilling, and is very creative. You are doing this literally with your hands. I don't know if you're building something, drawing something, painting, creating through your hand, writing, pulling cards, I don't know, but something to do with hands. You might have been feeling some tingling in your hands. You will know if this resonates and how it resonates. But that is the first card. And the number 1-5 or the number 6 could be significant. Also, I want to mention, I did something different for this reading that I haven't done before. So I think I mentioned before, I got these really cute, colorful dice. And I just felt to roll 3 of these dice. I think I have 7 in total. And each one, oh my God, I just realized another one is on the same number. Wow. So I rolled 3. The first one came to 1 on this square dice. Said, okay. And then as I picked up the triangular dice, I'm like, imagine it lands on 1 as well. And it did. Like that way up. And then this other dice, right, has a lot more numbers on it. I rolled it, and this one, because the other 2, I was like, yeah, whatever. This one, when I rolled it and it landed on 1 again, I was like, okay, there's a message here. 3 times? 3 times is a message. So the number 111 could be an angel number trying to come through to you. You could have seen it, or just the number 1 by itself, or the number 3. And now I've just noticed another one of the dice. I didn't roll it, but it was already sitting on 1. So it could be 1111, or just triple 1 that you've seen, or the number 3 or the number 4, significant. Right. Let's get into the animal decks. So the first card out is Inventor, and we've got the raccoon. So I just feel like you are finding your path, and you just see how this path is lit up, like it's, I don't know, like flames. No, it's leaves, but there's a glow underneath it, like a fire almost. So I feel like this is something, like I said, you are passionate about, that you are creating, you are finding your path, you are inventing something, you're creating something new. And then we have authentic and the penguin. And I feel like you are moving from not being in your authentic energy, not being honest about what you truly wanted, to now just being real. You've something in your life, it might not just be to do with work. You are just being a lot more authentic. I feel like you're shedding the layers of yourself and the version of yourself that didn't align with your new self you're becoming, with this new path you're taking. You're just learning to be a lot more authentic. You're just done with the nonsense. You're done with lying to yourself, or might not be lying to others, or maybe you were, but this sense of like just not being your authentic self. You're done. You're now living in your truth. Then we have the wolf and pathfinder. Do you see what I said about the path there? Like the path is lit up. You are finding your path. There's like your authenticity is coming through. You're not caring a lot about what other people think as much as you used to. And there is something about releasing your past, because this says release your past and start a new journey, which I feel like is what you're doing. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. You have this very strong energy. Have a look at that wolf. For some reason, I felt to read out this message rather than the others. I can read them out, but sometimes I feel like you get a lot from the message just from the keyword and the animal itself. And then sometimes I feel called to read the message, but sometimes too much information can be confusing. So I just go with what I feel to do for the particular reading. And then we have play, the dolphin. These are the 4 cards that flew out of the deck. And then I have 2 more to show you that flipped in the deck. So I feel like this is a message in itself with these 4 cards of you creating something new, being authentic, finding your path, standing in your truth and overcoming these challenges. And also, it's not about yes, there will be challenges, but I feel like it's not struggle, failure, struggle, failure. I feel like you're out of that energy and it's more you are strong. You're standing in your truth and you're able to endure things better, more easily than others. You're not going to suffer as much as you would have maybe as a past version of yourself. Like who you are now, everything you've been through has built you up to be somebody that can really handle this and actually play along the way. And you've got the dolphin there. So that could be significant. You might really like being around water. You might be quite an emotional person, possibly. You don't have to be, but this could be what I'm getting. But you just, I feel like the emotion of joy, of play is what you need right now. And it says, swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom. Go with the flow. That's what I'm getting from this. Like it says, wisdom, perseverance. You have a love that endures. I feel like you are a very powerful person. Like you hold a lot of wisdom, you've been through a lot, and also not everyone can be authentic. Not everybody even knows what their truth is. But you stand strong, even if you're standing alone for a while. But you'd rather have integrity and do what is right. That is what I'm getting. And then we have two cards that flip down. I feel like they're a message in themselves. Any action that you do take, because we have action here, action that you do take, and can you see how it's like a very happy image? I feel like it will be out of happiness. It will feel aligned. It will feel good. You're moving, you're taking action towards what makes you feel good. And any action you do take towards your desires, I feel like is going to lead to your community. And just like the flower doesn't have to do anything to attract the bee, like it just is. I feel like that's you. You're standing in your truth and you will attract your community to you. So whatever it is you're doing, whatever action you take, you will find soul tribe, you will find people that truly see you, appreciate you, and you don't have to do much to earn this or attract this love and recognition and appreciation towards you. Right, let's pull some tarot and see. I don't want to make this a long message. I did post a very long video recently, but that was a big one. If you've experienced a lot of emotional distress, like a lot of difficult, emotionally difficult things you're dealing with, that is a message. But it was almost an hour long, the video. I was thinking it's really long. Should I post it? And I thought this is the message that came through that day when I was feeling quite emotional as well. So yeah, if you feel like you feel like clicking on that video, feel free. But I'm going to try and keep this one a little bit shorter. Okay. Right, we have Queen of Wands. That is you, your passionate energy, moving towards what you want. We have the Ace of Cups that flipped in the deck. So you are this new way, this new path, this new opportunity that's coming to you. It's going to fill your cup. It's going to be very emotionally fulfilling. You might be kind of in the wilderness right now, like I'm looking at this wolf in the snow, kind of looking ahead, like which way do I go? What's going to happen? But you're not worried. You're kind of like the wolf, just looking ahead, sensing everything. You're able to stay still and just use your intuition. It's pathfinder. You are good at finding the path, like this wolf. It knows what to do. Instinctively, you will know what to do. And for some people, I'm feeling there's a lot more play needed, a lot more lightheartedness. Maybe you've been through a very difficult time recently. I feel like you have, because the other card that came out was Nine of Swords. So you have experienced a lot of mental anguish, a lot of stress. And I feel like you probably either did watch the video or maybe that reading that, well, like I was saying, almost an hour long. So, when you need something to do, you can click on that video and watch it. But if you are experiencing extreme emotional distress with a close family member or a partner, you've been through something very difficult recently and you've had to like shed layers of yourself, change the way you think about things, be honest and stand in your authenticity and be real no matter what sort of opposition you're receiving. That reading I would suggest going on there. That was a really interesting one. But you have been dealing with a lot mentally. You could have mental health issues, anxiety, depression, staying up at night, like just really anxious thoughts that are really winding you up. But because you are such a strong spirit, you are holding on to your truth as well. It's a very tumultuous time, but you are persevering and you are recognizing this isn't like the issues I had before. This is different. This is definitely clearing away what I needed to clear. And you are moving towards your passion. You're moving towards mastering your true, passionate, honest energy. I feel like you might not even fully know your. There's an unknown feeling of maybe not what you're doing, but there's something that is unknown to you. You don't know how it's going to happen, but you just know you needed this new beginning, or you needed to change the way you were thinking. But you will have emotional fulfillment. This will come in. Your cup will be overflowing. You spent a lot of time in this energy, a lot of your life in this energy, and I am feeling your mental body was massively affected, possibly even from a young age. You just didn't have that emotional fulfillment. This was you always, but you didn't feel like, you didn't know how to this to come through. But you are stepping into that authority now. You have learned. You have learned to let go of what other people projected onto you. You have learned to let go of beliefs, systems, patterns, fears that you recognize they do not serve me and they are not my truth. Okay, I'm going to go back to this deck to see if there's any clarity on this message. Anything. Oh, that is too many cards. Almost like a third of the deck fell out. Okay, shuffle again. We already have feathers come out. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, this card really wants to come out. We've got meditation. I do feel for a lot of people that are still going through this mental anguish, you need to take time alone. You need to really breathe. You need to let go of whatever was holding you down, whatever's stopping you from believing in yourself. I'm getting. Spend more time by yourself and let yourself elevate. With this card, I felt to say this. Someone might be looking up at the clouds. There's something about getting messages from the clouds or from feathers, like looking up at the sky. That's for someone specific. But I'm definitely getting through meditation, through time alone, through time in nature, through deep breathing, like consciously deep breathing and removing distractions, you're going to find a lot more peace, where the density of this 3D reality won't have you in so much of a hold, so much of a choke hold. Let's see if there's anything else. Let me know in the comments, what are you taking action towards? Okay, there's nothing else coming out in that deck, so I'm going to move to another one. I feel like you might not have even had faith in yourself about being an inventor, creating something yourself, possibly creating something new. But even, for example, if you're doing tarot readings or anything like that, that is your invention. You are creating that. You know, it doesn't have to be a mechanical thing. It doesn't have to be an app that you're inventing, although you might be, whatever you're inventing, it's coded with your passion and your energy. I don't know why I just felt to say that. And the card that fell out is choice. Worry less about making the right choice and more about being strong enough to handle any outcome. I don't think you need to worry. I think you are becoming strong enough to handle any outcome. I think that's what you've experienced and what you've overcome. I feel like it's made you so strong. Like, this is what I was getting from this card. It's made you so strong where you can persevere. You can literally, it has trained you to become this inventor, this creator that you are, and to step into your Queen of Wands energy, everything that is happening. So instead of judging what's happening, you can just accept it from a place of, it wasn't nice to experience. I deserve better. I know that. But also I will look back at this and realize I was formed from so much of this negative experiences because it made me look inwards. It made me have to think differently. It made me have to let go of distractions and people that weren't in alignment, that were kind of chipping away at your energy. And maybe you didn't realize it. Maybe it could have been big arguments, or it could have just been like something negative about these people or this person's energy that I feel like you've separated from, or create some distance from, that you needed to let go of in order to step into your authentic energy and find your path and find what it is you want to do. Where you are heading, not everybody around you is meant to come along with that. And you might not have completely cut them out of your life. You might have, but either way, you needed some distance. You made a choice. I feel like you've made a tough choice, or you are making a tough choice where you're choosing yourself. You're not, I just looked at the cards where I was shuffling. You spoke up about your truth. You spoke up about how you feel. You set some boundaries. and it might not have been well received. And that was a message in itself, that made it very clear of what you need to do and who you need to be around and who you need to distance yourself from. And then we also have optimism. And this is very much reminding me of this. I feel like it's done now. You've said what you had to say. You've made your choice. You've chosen yourself. You've spoken up, or you are speaking up. And this could also be something to do with what you're creating. You're speaking up. You're finding your own voice. Now we're done with that. Now we're moving into optimism. And you are being optimistic. You are, or you wouldn't have done this, because you know, no matter how down you were, you knew there is better for me. You were optimistic even when you were down and everything. Deep down in your soul, there was optimism, because you knew you deserve better. This is your true energy. This is what you haven't been able to do, but you are allowing for yourself. You're not waiting for permission from others to play and be free and have joy. And for some people, I feel like you've like guilt to rest, guilt to spend time by yourself. There's a lot of guilt or shame, I feel, is coming up for people as well, in kind of owning who you are, owning what you wanted to do. I'm getting that could be for someone specific, right? We have a card that fell out into my lap. Self-love. It says self, but whenever I look at that, because I can see the heart there and the door is the shape of a heart, I get self-love. You set yourself free through self-love. You made a choice to choose yourself. That is the message. And bottom of the deck, we got change course. You changed course. Something to do with your work possibly, or where you were heading in life, or who you keep around. You have changed course. You have made a decision. We've got 3 keys there. 3 times I rolled the number 1. So the number 3 is significant, or the number 1 is significant for you. Right, that is the message. Let me know how it resonated in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Love and light.